Productivity of Parliament. The monsoon session that ended on Wednesday was the third least productive for Lok Sabha and the eighth least productive for Rajya Sabha in over 2 decades. Both Congress and BJP have been responsible for the disruptions. Parliament's monsoon session ended on a stormy note on Wednesday, 2 days ahead of the schedule. From the time the session began on July 19, opposition parties had disrupted both houses over the government's unwillingness to allow discussion on the Pegasus snooping scandal, the farmers' protest, and the rise in prices, especially of auto fuels. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu expressed anguish over the disruptions. Birla said, "I share the people's pain that their issues could not be discussed in the House." Naidu broke down while speaking about what the conduct of MPs on Tuesday and said he had spent a sleepless night. The table area where the officers and the reporters of the House, the Secretary General and the presiding officers are seated is considered as the holy sanctorium of the House. A certain degree of sacredness is attached to this place. While some members sat on the table, some others climbed on the table of the House, perhaps to be more visible with such acts of sacrilege. "I have no words to convey my anguish and to condemn such acts," Naidu said. According to PRS legislative research data, the monsoon session was the fourth least productive Lok Sabha session of the last 2 decades, with a productivity of just 21%. Rajya Sabha logged a productivity of 28%, its eighth least productive session since 1999. Most disrupted sessions. According to PRS legislative research records since 1999, the worst session in terms of productivity for both houses was the winter session of 2010. The BJP was in opposition then and the party allowed no business to be transacted, demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe into the 2G spectrum license allocation in the wake of the CAG's report. The productivity of Rajya Sabha in that session plunged to a mere 2%. Lok Sabha did marginally better at 6% according to the PRS data. For Lok Sabha, the winter session of 2013 and 16 were the second worst hit in terms of productivity. In 2013, the last session of the 15th Lok Sabha was marred by disruptions over the creation of a separate Telangana state, with MPs favoring and opposing the division of erstwhile state of Andhra Pradesh, holding the houses to ransom. In 2016, the disruptions were over the demonetization of high-value currency notes announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in November. The productivity of Lok Sabha was a mere 15% in 2013-16. The budget session of 2018 witnessed a productivity of 21% in Lok Sabha. The second part of the session was completely paralyzed. Earlier in monsoon session of 2012, Lok Sabha has seen a similar productivity of 21%. The disruptions in 2012 were over the allocation of coal blocks. For Rajya Sabha, the budget session of 2019, the last of the 16th Lok Sabha, was the second worst in terms of productivity, 7%. 13th session was washed out as opposition parties stalled proceedings daily over issues ranging from Rafale fighter jet deal to the Citizen Amendment Bill. The third worst session for Rajya Sabha productivity was the monsoon session of 2015. 9% of the Bhyapam scam and Lalit Modi controversy turned the House turbulent. Lok Sabha too was disrupted, but it managed a close productivity of 48%. In terms of numbers, the opposition then had the upper hand in Rajya Sabha. The upper hand has been massive disruptions during the first session of the 14th Lok Sabha in 2014, 17%. The winter session of 2016, 18%. The winter session of 2013, 25%. The budget session of 2018, 27%. And the monsoon session of 2012, 28%. The worst disturbances. On Wednesday, the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, protested in the presence of marshals in the House, saying women MPs were not safe, and Derek O'Brien of the Trinamool Congress tweeted at 6:30 pm, "Fascism, Parliament, censorship, RSTV, bad to worse." Modi Sahab brutal government is now using gender shields to foil MP protests inside Rajya Sabha. Male marshals for women MPs. Female marshals posted in front of male MPs. Few opposition MPs shooting videos for proof. Leader of the House Piyush Goyal countered that opposition members had tried to attack table staff and the Secretary General, and attempts have been made to strangulate a woman security staffer. The monsoon session also saw the suspension of 6 TMC MPs for a day of disorderly conduct. On February 14, 2014, Lok Sabha witnessed drama and disruptions unlike any other witnessed in Parliament. As the government introduced the bill to bifurcate Andhra Pradesh, then Congress MP L. Rajagopal smashed a glass item on the Secretary's General table and then started to indiscriminately spray pepper spray in the House. 3 MPs were hospitalized and 16 anti-Telangana MPs were suspended for the remainder of the session. In March 2010, Rajya Sabha witnessed chaos as the Women Reservation Bill was taken up. Members opposed to the bill threw around copies and created such a storm that marshals had to be called to physically evict them from the House. 7 MPs, Subhas Yadav RJD, Kamal Akhtar, Virapal Singh Yadav, Nand Kishore Yadav, and Amir Alam Khan SP, Sabir Ali LJP, and Izaz Ali JDU were suspended until the end of the session. Last year, the passage of the 3 contentious farm laws had witnessed unsavory scenes. The scenes of Tuesday were anticipated when Rajiv Satwa of the Congress and Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party climbed up to the Secretary's General table. 8 opposition MPs, TMC floor O'Brien and his party colleague Dola Sen, KK Ragesh, Ilamiran Karem of the CPI, and Said Nasir Hussain and Rupen Bora of the Congress, besides Satwa and Sanjay Singh, were suspended for a week. Before that, in March 2027, Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi, TN Pratapan, Manikam Tagore, Gurjit Singh Ajulia, Beni Bejam, Rajmohan Unithan, and Advocate Dean Kurjes were suspended from Lok Sabha for the rest of the budget session. They were accused of snatching papers from the Speaker's table as the opposition strongly demanded a discussion on the Delhi riots. In January 2019, the Speaker Sumitra Mahajan had suspended as many as 45 members belonging to the TDP and AIADMK after they continuously disrupted proceedings for days. While the AIADMK members were protesting over a proposed dam on the Kaveri, the TDP members were demanding special status to Andhra Pradesh. In September 2013, 9 Andhra Pradesh MPs, 4 from the TDP and 5 from the Congress, were suspended for disrupting the proceedings with their protest against the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. In August 2013, 12 MPs from Andhra Pradesh were suspended from Lok Sabha for 5 days over the same issue. In April 2012, 8 Congress MPs from Telangana were suspended for 4 days for disrupting the proceedings with demands for a separate Telangana. The difference this time, even though the monsoon session was badly hit in terms of productivity and the time spent on the discussion and passage of bills came down drastically, the government did manage to push through a large volume of legislations. According to PRS data, Lok Sabha took only 34 minutes to average to pass a bill, while Rajya Sabha did it in 46 minutes. While some bills like the Limited Liability Partnership Amendment Bill 2021 were passed within 5 minutes, only the OBC bill was discussed for more than an hour in both houses. In comparison, the current Lok Sabha as a whole has so far spent 2 hours and 23 minutes on average discussing a bill. Rajya Sabha has spent 2 hours on average. While Lok Sabha sat for 21 hours and 14 minutes in the monsoon session against the stipulated time of 96 hours, those losing 74 hours and 46 minutes to interruption, as many as 13 bills were introduced and 20 bills were passed. The important ones, the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2021, the General Insurance Business Nationalization Amendment Bill. Rajya Sabha sat for 28 hours and 21 minutes against the scheduled time of 27 hours and 30 minutes, losing 76 hours and 26 minutes to interruption. The House passed 19 bills, 4 bills were introduced. Thank you.